But to boil it down, the streamer slash VTuber bunny gif was exposed by several former friends and popular streamers for backstabbing and slandering several of them for pretty much no reason, among other things. Like I said, go through the thread I linked. I honestly can't believe people have the energy to be that unhinged and toxic. And of course, that was also wrapped up with yet another nominee for the worst apology ever. There's even evidence that 3 additional people helped her ghostwrite the Google Doc, and somehow it was still terrible.
Like, nothing happens from that. But I do know that, like, no matter what, like, people are, like, these fucking dudes that are enamored with boobs, like, don't get me wrong, I'm fucking enamored with boobs too. Like, me and you both, brother, are just gonna be like, you're so kind, queen. I don't know why those bitches would say anything about you. She's a bitch. I'm telling y'all here. She is a bitch. Don't fucking support her. Go support anybody fucking else. Anybody fucking else.
Hello, my hungries. It's Miella Threescoopes, and welcome back to Miella's Talking VTubing Space. Oh boy. Oh boy. Where do I begin with this one? This is a name I haven't heard of since 2022. And she was someone who I used to follow back then. Back when she was Bunny GIF. I believe I've showed her as a few examples in the past in my past videos when I talk about VTubers who got cancelled in the past. Remember, her cancellation as a VTuber did take some time, but eventually it did happen. As always, I want to remind watchers to not go out of their way to harass anybody being talked about in the video. Let's not stoop to their level, okay? Here's the original tweet that was made back in the year of 2022 on March 17th by Layana. Wow, it's been 2 years already. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I'd like to come forward with my experiences with Bunny GIF. Please be respectful to any and all parties involved. I'd like to move forward and cut ties with this situation finally. Oh, if only it was that simple back then. For those who are completely clueless as to what I am talking about, or if you want to refresh your memory, let's play this clip.
Before I say anything, I want to be absolutely sure that it's known that this is not a witch hunt. This is not a means to give reason to attack anyone, and please be respectful. This is a means for me to want to finally be free and speak on something I have held onto for many, many years. Please take some time to listen to what I have to say and make your own judgment going forward. This is long, as it's been years in the making behind the scenes, and unfortunately, as much as I wish I did, I don't have an in a nutshell version for you. Please be patient with me. I know this is going to take a lot of your time if you allow it. This is the story of my professional and personal experience with Bunny Ayumi, aka Bunny GIF, and how it's cost me friendships, opportunities, and many sleepless nights. Starting from the beginning, as we were wrapping up with the success of Susu's Succubus figurine, I was contacted through Instagram by Bunny Ayumi, who you may now know as Bunny GIF. She had mentioned she was dating Susu at the time and wanted to know if we could make a figure of her as well. After clearing it with my partner at the time, as well as co-owner of iHas Toys, we opened up a dialogue with Bunny through Facebook. She has since deleted it, noted in the screenshots. I quickly, as always, start on a professional footing by discussing options of them being paid and how we work. We were very open, clear, and honest, as well as continuously checked in with her if she was comfortable and to please discuss with us at any given point if there was any confusion. After getting confirmation both through Facebook messaging and email, we started the project together. I was in charge of consulting with Bunny throughout the project as well as sculpting her figurine. This took a handful of hours, days, weeks, and months to complete. Already being a long process in general, she had continuous changes throughout the project that pushed both myself and Slugbox, who was the concept artist on this project. They were constant and a bit frustrating. We both struggled together a lot, but we made a friendship in getting through it together. He was amazing to work with, and I thank him a lot for enduring that with me. As the sculpting phase was coming to an end, I was letting her know every step of the way when it would be ready for announcements. This announcement, as well as the pre-order launch, were the most vital and important to this entire collaboration. Upon telling her when things were ready, I was met with excuses and making me feel inappropriate for asking her to post about the event. After so many months of hard work, it made me feel extremely insignificant, that a tweet was too difficult and too big of an ask. I felt very ashamed and continued with the project. Upon it being her time to come up to the plate, she would post tweets and Instagram photos and then delete them not long after. making excuses as to why she would get rid of them. I tried to explain to her how important it was to leave them up as they drive sales, which in turn made her more money. I was also met with more excuses.
Pause again if you want to read those screenshots. Oh yeah, it's all coming back to me.
During those end months,
Talk
of
about
working on Sculpt and bringing
irresponsible.
it forward to production, I was often asked to be in calls to hang out and invited to a cosplayer group under the name of Cherry Bombs. I'm not a cosplayer, so I was always the guy on the sidelines keeping to myself. It was around this time that I started to feel uncomfortable and witnessed a lot of red flags. She would often get upset at other women copying her, and she would retaliate. In private messages, she would body shame women and make claims about them, as well as ways to take them down due to making her upset.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. All of the stories of those girls coming out about Bunny Gift body shaming them, other fellow cosplayers in the cosplayer community, such as comparing as to how less thick somebody is compared to somebody else. I remember there was this one screenshot where she was having a conversation with another cosplayer, encouraging them to do exactly what this other cosplayer was doing at the time. I believe she went by the name Jenna, saying that in comparison, unlike Jenna, she's actually thick. And when I saw that screenshot at the time, I thought to myself, oh, I'm so sorry. Not every single woman is going to be born with your same type of genetics. It's one thing to feel confident about yourself. That is a good thing. But I hate it when women feel so narcissistic to the point where they have need to body shame others for not looking exactly as, oh, how gorgeous they look. I'm thicker. I'm skinnier. My boobs are so much bigger. Nah. It's such a pet peeve of mine as a woman myself. I hate it when women do that. Oh yeah, I was right. Jenna. Her name was Jenna. Right here. Jenna.
She was very good at rallying others around her to go up against others in the community in a very quiet way to slowly make their careers suffer, to the point where they would just be blotted out from the community over time altogether. She would pressure people quite often to retweet her, share her posts, and keep growing through making connections with other women in order to keep growing her social numbers. If this wasn't something that they did, angry with them in passive-aggressive ways. I'd seen a handful of women be extremely hurt by this behavior around this time, to a point where they started to get in contact with me privately, sharing their hurt and fear of the situation. Many times I felt awful because as a business, I can't step in due to professionalism. I continued to get more messages, and in my heart things felt very wrong. To be supporting on the side of someone to be so cruel and to so many women in her own community. All they could do was silently suffer and fade into existence as everyone in the community feared her. She was one of the biggest models, cosplayers, lewd models, and she called the shots.
And it's at that point when someone starts developing a huge ego. Oh yeah.
I was around for a conversation with Jenna being confrontational regarding not retweeting something, so I came forward with my feelings on the matter, as it was clear that Jenna was being cornered. Everyone had been too scared of Bunny at the time. I had messaged Susu trying to explain that women were scared of her and things needed to change, but when Bunny had found out, she got extremely upset with me. So I imagine making this step in front of all the women in the group made her extremely angry. She then broke the group, and nothing was said by her in that chat again.
It's not really so much as having the biggest name in the cosplayer community or lewd community or whatever. It's when you have to worry about the fans, the simps. When you start white knighting for their precious so-called waifu, despite how horrible they are. No matter what, because you know, booba. It really is frustrating when you feel like you're cornered and you can't speak up against somebody because they're such a giant content creator and they have a massive following.
Denied.
Some time passed, and she had started to reach out to random cosplayers that I had never spoken to, let alone even knew. Making claims that I had attacked her, full well knowing the evidence was clear that I didn't. This went on for weeks, and she continued to slander the company as well as myself.
Don't worry, we're almost there. So you can start formulating your own opinions as to whether or not she deserves a second chance, or if people like this will not change within the span of just 2 years. I've said this before, I do believe in second chances, depending, but this person, from what I've seen so far, the VTuber community is divided over this matter. For me personally, it's honestly hard to say. I personally do believe in the whole, if you're not going to be civil, polite, or if you're not going to at least just mind your own business and stop harassing other people, you don't deserve a platform at all. So for this case, who knows? We'll see. We'll see. Only time will tell whether or not she's deserving of returning to the VTuber scene. People do say it's nobody's business if she does want to return to the VTuber community. Those people are just the Sims defending her. In general, the reason why people want to keep people like this out of the VTuber space is so people don't get hurt again. People are missing the point of this. People are always missing the point as to why people don't want people like this back. If you take a pause and read those screenshots and listen to what she's saying, it's people like them, it's people like her that end up getting affected by the end of the day. Like, you might think, oh, it's fine, it's completely fine. Don't change. You always got to think who could be affected if someone like this were to return, and they haven't changed at all.
I had tried to reach out to my partner and manipulate him into being okay with ripping me off the project and not allowing me any further contact. I had then messaged OG Texas explaining how extremely unprofessional and inappropriate that was. I was then told by him that I am no longer allowed in any messages, emails, or any further use on the project.
Again, very irresponsible.
4 more months left to work with her. For my own sanity and mental well-being, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't also face myself doing this for her when so many were hurting and it felt wrong. I put my relationship and my business with my partner on the line when I had made the decision on my own to cancel the project. I was selfish and I chose not to listen to my partner and made a decision that had massive consequences.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Here it comes.
Anymore, and any further conversations were had through her agency, Nani. We compiled everything they asked for and did not continue forward until we made good on the things that were needed. After discussing what may have been left on the project, I let them know my decision on canceling the project and what that would entail. This is where things are absolutely not okay. Bunny had told a vast majority of people consistently coming after me and actively trying to sabotage me with slander that I scammed her out of money, that she was taken advantage of financially, and that she was never paid.
No, that's a lie. That was a huge lie. I remember after all of this madness, she ended up making an apology publicly, but then she decided to delete it. That did not look good for her. That did not look good for her at all. I remember reading it too. It wasn't very good at all, and people were not happy with it as well. It was so fake. So fake. So damage control. But
and I refuse to continue to let people
hers,
believe that she was not
real damage control. I remember it.
Bunny kept the money she was paid by us from the pre-orders, which was $2,123 USD on July 10th, 2018.
Here are the
She
receipts.
was never asked to pay it back, nor was she asked to help with refunding those that pre-ordered. I agreed I would take on full responsibility for my decision and pay over $20,000 USD that was owed.
20,000.
20K in debt to pay off the refunds, but I also had
Yeah,
to
here we
cover
go.
the cost of the production
The
that was
debt.
already happening.
The debt, 20,000. You're basically paying for a whole college loan.
In screenshots, it is shown that it is agreed on by both Nani and I Has Toys that she keeps her cut of the money. She went to an extremely large VTuber group telling them I had created lies about her. I went after her mods, telling them never to work with I Has Toys or me, saying that I took advantage of her financially, saying that I had snapped and that she was afraid. She did this to others that have now come forward with proof, and God only knows who else she may have spoken to in this way. This didn't stop with them. It continued to grow to other people in our community. This behavior went on for years. Anytime I had started to collaborate with anyone new or even make friends, there were times that they stopped talking to me, unfollowed me, and that was that. Later on, seeing them stream together with Bunny, she tried to bully me out of the VTuber community behind the scenes over time and did the same thing with Susu. When Susu had come out with her VTuber, she
It just gets worse and worse.
to the point of just about dropping it altogether. She no longer felt welcome. I now have a handful of DMs of people coming to me letting me know that she contacted them trying to discuss whatever she could about me. I chose to keep to myself as much as I could, as I knew it was something that I could never escape. I was fearful of ever talking to anyone as I didn't want anyone uncomfortable, and I wanted to try to be happy, pleasant, and show that I wasn't this person that maybe people thought I was. I was much smaller then, and she's always been a giant, and there's no way I had any weight in what I had experienced, so I just kept swallowing it. Later brings up the situation with Baru. To be clear, I don't know Baru. I've never once...
Oh yeah, Baru. I completely forgot about him. He was also involved in that matter. That's a whole different hullabaloo that's connected to this.
spoken to.
She's a bitch. I'm telling y'all here. She is a bitch. Don't fucking support her.
Woman. All I know is that he followed me once, and then I was blocked. I had a fear at this point that she would do the same to him as she did to many others, but this time making it worse as he's an extremely large content creator. And looking into it, Bunny and Baru were close around this time. I was so scared of making new friends and interacting with anyone who had contact with Baru or Bunny. It turns out my insecurities were correct. I had reached out to a close friend of mine, claiming I was as bad as Arcadum, claiming I was a pathological liar, saying I DM everyone I collab or interact with. This was something Bunny did, so this is a clear projection situation. I will keep these screenshots private unless I'm given permission to use them or they would like to come forward at any point. This was in January, and 2 weeks ago he contacted another close friend of mine asking to discuss this with him. This was many years ago. Not only has she never left me alone in the VTuber community, but Baru is now doing the same thing but reaching higher heights to drag me in any way that he can. This has never stopped since 2018. I can't escape it, and I'm mentally tired. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of pleading my case. I'm tired of making new friends and wondering when they're going to contact them and having to explain myself. I'm tired of this boulder breaking me, and I can't carry it anymore. I tried to save face and keep the peace by not coming out with this. I know she knows the truth, and I know she was scared for me to say anything, so she tried to change up her story in hopes that it made gains, but it hasn't.
That's a very classic move. If you don't want to be exposed, you try to change the narrative. This is once again why I am so cautious in the VTuber community nowadays. Fun fact, when this happened 2 years ago, this was one of the major reasons as to how I learned not to be naive when you're trying to make friends in the VTuber community. This happened in 2022. I was still very new and fresh to the VTuber scene back then. Very new and fresh. I was still trying to learn the ropes. I was still trying to find out my niche. And then I learned about this. When this happened, it really opened up my eyes. It opened up my eyes to being cautious and to not openly trust anyone. Even if they supposedly seem nice and polite, you never know what they actually are, what their true colors are, especially when it matters most. They say a person's true colors will show at dire times. And when it comes to times like this, when they show how irresponsible they are and they don't take accountability but instead tries to dodge it and self-project, yeah, those type of people you would want to avoid in real life at all cost. I speak from experience. Those type of people you want to avoid like a bullet.
It's caught up now, and I've had enough. This behavior is not okay. It's not okay in any community. Manipulation, harassment, the lies. I can't do it, and I refuse to do this anymore. There are other women I watch be torn apart by Bunny, and I'm sure that they will have their own stories to tell when they're ready. But this is mine, and I'd like to finally be free of this.
What do you guys think? Do you guys think it only took 2 years for her to self-reflect and change as a person? Me personally, no. Especially with someone who had an ego as big as hers at the time. Do you guys think she should return to the VTuber space? Honestly. Again, it's not a matter of gatekeeping and thinking you have the right to monitor who's in the VTuber community or not. It's a matter of who is going to get affected in the process. That is always number one. And this woman has caused a lot of harm in the past. So, I don't know. This one is tricky to me. I can't say. I honestly can't say other than I don't trust her. I hope she doesn't screw anybody else over and that she has learned from her own behavior. Maybe. It's a very, very, very big maybe. This is Miella Threescoopes. Feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what your own thoughts are in the comment section down below. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Licky licky. Bye bye!